Welcome back. We are going to talk about another series that is a must-see. It's called Pretty Hard Cases. I recently had the opportunity to speak with two of the series stars of this buddy cop drama. Let's take a look.
IMDb TV's Pretty Hard Cases is returning for another season of the buddy cop drama, and today I have the opportunity to speak with two of the series stars, Meredith MacNeill and Adrienne C. Moore. Thank you so much, both of you, for being here today.
Thanks for having us.
Meredith, let's start with you. Tell me more about this season.
Well, this season, like last season, is a action-packed female buddy cop show with Samantha Wazowski and Kelly Duff. Two cops very good at their jobs, but very different processes of how they get the job done. So we have all that, and then we move into season 2, where you see them struggling and loving their friendship. What is that? What is it like when they've partnered up? How can they work together? How can they try to work together? And then we see a lot of more of their personal lives open up and how it affects them in their day-to-day jobs.
Adrienne, you star as Kelly Duff. What are some of your favorite things about playing Kelly?
Well, Adrienne has always had a huge passion for crime drama shows. And so there's a side of me that's always want to sort of satisfy that craving, so to speak. So for me, it's the simple things, just walking on the set and walking into the bullpen, walking into Kelly's apartment, into her bedroom, just kind of getting that real live feelings of being in this world is what excites me, and it lends itself to the character. So it's those simple things that I love. I love working with Meredith. I love working with my cast. I just love the process of storytelling.
And Meredith, you play Detective Samantha Wazowski. What are some challenges about her? What are some things that maybe are a little bit harder to portray with her character?
I think Sam has this ability, this need to want to be in control of all things, not just herself, her children, her family, and even her friendship. So I think learning to let go as Sam and learning what it is to make a mistake, to be okay with that mistake and how to move on from it, I think is really Sam's staple go-to in season 2.
And Adrienne, anything that you're really looking forward to seeing? Was there a moment when you're filming the show that you can't wait to see on the screen, or just a favorite part of this series?
I any moment where the director just kind of lets Meredith and I improv and just kind of go, I love those moments because we both come from the theater. We both come from an improvisational background and a comedic background. So I just love when they just say, just let her rip, do what you want to do. And then it's like, what are they actually going to, edit, and what's going to make the cut? So for me, it's always like, I wonder if they'll let the improv that we did stay in the show.
And Meredith, how did you get involved with this series?
Adrienne and I were both approached by the showrunners, Sherry White and Tassie Cameron. So basically a phone call was made. I knew their work and was a massive fan of who they are as writers, as artists, and as women. So I was over the moon thrilled to have that phone call made. And then especially when they were like, oh, by the way, do you know Adrienne C. Moore? And I was like, lost my mind.
And Adrienne, you get my last question. Anything else that you'd like us to know heading into this all-new season 2?
I would like for you all to continue to, I think, evaluate the relationships and the stereotypes that we have with cops and communities. I think this season we really go into that conversation a lot more, and not just, the outer reaches of the community, but then how the policing affects the dynamic between Sam and Kelly. I'm really interested in the audience seeing that, because at the end of the day, they're cops. But one of the biggest takeaways that I had working and talking with the detectives that were consultants on the last 2 seasons when I asked them that question, their response was that, you know, that they just, that people see us as people. You know, they often talk about, you know, they go out and hang out with their friends who aren't cops. And they're often, you know, well, this is my friend. And the quick follow-up is, and she's a cop, you know, and rarely do we just look at them as people. And so that's the thing that I'm really excited about, is to really just humanize them, and for the audience to just see them as women who are just trying to get their own life right, you know, and figure it out. Because that's what we're all trying to do, regardless of what our careers are. We're just trying to like figure out, why am I here? What am I doing here? How can I have an impact?
Oh, it's so very true. Thank you so much, Meredith and Adrienne, for joining us today. Really appreciate this conversation, and we're all very much looking forward to Pretty Hard Cases Season 2. It premieres on Friday, April 22nd on IMDb TV. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, we are